Mikey is in court to claim £500 from his former partner for loss of earnings after a botched haircut left him feeling too self-conscious to go to work. Defendant Ash admits to performing the haircut, but claims the mishap was a tragic accident, and therefore he owes nothing.
There you are. You've had a drink and a bit. When, Ash, did you say to Mikey, goodness me, your strawberry blonde mane is looking like it needs a haircut. You look like a marriage, the love child between Black Beauty and Greg Rutherford. We need to do something. I am going to get the clippers. You need to be sorted and sheared. Did you say that and make a suggestion that you want to cut his hair?
No, he asked me to.
You didn't make that suggestion.
No.
Really? Whose suggestion was it? Mikey.
It was my suggestion, Judge.
And what did you say to the unqualified horse whisperer?
It was 6 days before payday. I was sick of my hair. It keeps when it gets long, it grows out. It's a cross between Shirley Temple and Wurzel Gummidge type thing. It just goes everywhere.
You just pause for a second whilst I get that somewhere in my mental Rolodex, sir. I shall use it for Christmas. You look like a cross between
Shirley Temple's curls and
Shirley
Wurzel
Temple,
Gummidge.
should I say it again? Shirley Temple and?
Wurzel Gummidge.
You look like a 6-year-old dancing scarecrow.
Didn't think of it that way.
In other words, if I were to leave you here for 3 or 4 weeks, you'd look like a very shiny version of Noddy Holder.
Yeah,
Have you ever seen it like that?
not a pretty sight.
Not a pretty sight.
No.
You're full of compliments today, Ash. Here's the
Can't
thing.
help it.
Despite the fact that he wasn't qualified, you said to Ash, what? You said it was before payday. Now, I know a little bit about barbers, and I know where you live in the country. I'm especially interested, but you know you can go and get a haircut for how much at a qualified barber?
My haircut costs about £6 with the barbers I go to.
£6. Absolutely. Go on the right day and it might cost you £5 plus a tip. The question is this, you could have afforded a haircut from a professional person, couldn't you?
On payday, on that day, no.
Why, when you were handed the clippers, did you not say, Mikey, I'm awfully sorry, I am not qualified to do this, and so consequently, this is going to cause you some problems if I get it wrong. Therefore, I think not. Wait 3 days, you look perfectly fine, go to a professional.
Be careful what you ask for.
What happened? Do you explain what happened next, Mikey?
Judge, basically he started cutting back with the number 2 piece on the clippers. Went back once, came forward, went to go back again. The number 2 came off and he went down the centre of my head with a bare blade and went straight all the way down.
Good Lord. Let's have a look at what you did. Oh, good Lord. In other words, instead of just shaving the back and sides and doing an ordinary haircut, you went... Was that a mistake or on purpose, Ash?
It was an accident.
Your claim is what, sir?
For loss of earnings and the distress caused in the following period.
You're claiming for how much?
£500.
And you're claiming for £500 because ostensibly you say to me, I was so ashamed by what happened I couldn't go to work.
That's right, and my look didn't suit work.
Now, I have to ask you now, this really matters. You say your look didn't suit work. I don't need to know the company you work for, I'm not interested. What was the title of your job?
Team manager.
As a team manager, why were your looks significant or relevant to the work you did?
It's a rough look, and the work I was in and the company I was working for wasn't the best of luck. It was more my own shame, more than anything.
Your own share?
Yeah, for the first 2 days.
As part of your claim, you submitted a variety of examples of the type of things people would say to you. Tell me about your local shop. What happened?
The local shop, a few hours after it happened, I walked in just to get cigarettes or something, can't remember what it was, and he turned around as soon as I walked in the door and says, oh look, it's Sinead O'Connor. Because of the accent and the Sinead O'Connor look.
During the course of the proceedings, I'm satisfied that Ash, frankly, ought to have said, "I'm really sorry, I am not a qualified hairdresser, and I am not prepared to do this." What's more, according to his own evidence, he was sufficiently sober to have come to that conclusion and said, "Sorry, Mikey, no." Now, it's Ash's fault. In law, he behaved in a negligent way. The difficulty with this case, sir, is what are the damages? You chose to stay away from work. Consequently, that was your choice. You haven't suffered any consequent loss as a result of his negligence. What have you suffered? Well, sir, in conclusion, all I can say is you have suffered the loss of opportunity of a decent haircut. The order of this court, consequently, is how much he gets his haircut for. This court awards you £6. Go and get a decent haircut.
Mikey won part of his claim and was awarded £6 by the court for a new haircut. Let's find out how both parties felt about today's ruling.
I'm happy enough with the judgment. Obviously, I didn't get what I was asking for, but I got the judgment in my favour, so.
£6 on, but came in for 500, left with £6.
I do believe I'm owed an apology, but I don't think I'll ever get it.
I've got nothing to be sorry for. It was an accident. I don't need to apologise for the haircut because it wasn't my fault. It was the clippers. So if anything, his friend needs to apologise for giving me dodgy clippers to use.
He'll never apologise now, but if he ever did feel bad, I still wouldn't know about that either, but I believe he did at one stage.
There is no strawberry blonde. Ginger is ginger. You either accept it or you don't. So...
Jean is in court to claim £20 for inconvenience after her local coffee shop was closed unexpectedly for 2 days. Defendant Amanda admits she had to close the coffee shop when she lost her pet hamster, but claims that because it was an emergency, she should not have to pay.
Now, do I have Jean?
Yes, sir.
And is it Amanda?
It is.
Now, Jean, you're here with a point of legal principle, and I have to tell you, believe it or not, in law, it's a very challenging one. As a matter of fact, it's not worth a lot of money, to say the very least. But let's just get to the facts. The two of you live in a town, correct? Or a small village, really?
A village.
Where exactly is this village in the world? Not exactly. I don't want to show up one day, you never know. 1 minute you say where you live, the next minute somebody's knocking at your door and making you tea and they haven't moved out 10 years later. Exactly. Do carry on.
We live in a little village in South Wales.
South Wales. And the thing about you, Jean, is that you're a woman of routine, am I right?
Yes, sir.
And the good news is, Amanda, you run a rather lovely business, don't you?
I do.
And what's your rather lovely business?
A coffee shop in the village.
And it's not just any old coffee shop. It's become something a bit more. It's a coffee shop come meeting house, correct?
It is.
Somebody might arrive into the middle of this part of South Wales and say, "Hello, I'm the only one in the village," correct?
Yes, sir.
I can imagine. And there it is. And that's the coffee shop. And, Jean, it's part of your day-to-day routine, to say the very least. Give me an idea. I wake up in the morning and I'm Jean, and I do my various bits and pieces, and I arrive at the coffee shop. I see Amanda. What happens next? How long will you spend there?
I go to the coffee shop. I order my jacket potato and my cappuccino coffee.
Of course.
And I'll sit down and I'll read a book, or I'll chat away to Amanda. That's basically it.
And you're there for 5 hours. What's more?
Some days, yeah.
Some days. What's more, you have a particular seat, correct?
Yes.
Look at that picture there, Amanda. Where's the seat?
Oh, Jean's seat is third table down on the right-hand side.
It's somebody's seat.
It is.
If somebody sat in Jean's seat, what would happen? Would there be some species of violence?
Well, Jean does this face, so...
Well, just pause for a second. I need to understand the level of commitment she has both to the coffee shop and to the seat. I'll be you, you be Jean. Hello, Jean. Somebody's in your seat. What face would she do?
And she just stormed off to another seat. Slam her bag down.
I can imagine so. Lots of people have a seat. It's like a local pub, only a little bit more upmarket. Now, not just that, but you're telling me about your jacket potato, Jean. It's quite a special one. Tell me about your jacket potato. Because I didn't need 30 years doing international law.
I enjoy having Kirschon chicken and
Cook our seat
grated
before
cheese
they
over
leave.
the top.
You enjoy having what, madam? Let me just get this right. You enjoy having what?
Kirschon chicken.
Persian chicken.
Yeah.
Is that like the last viceroy of India? Lord Curzon?
Cajun, sorry.
No, it's like Cajun or what?
Cajun chicken with cheese on the top, grated cheese.
And in fact, it's true to say that this has become such an unusual recipe, so specific to Jean's taste, in fact, that this jacket potato has got a name. What's the name of the jacket potato?
Jean's jacket.
Excuse me, what?
Jean's jacket.
Jean's jacket.
It is.
Understood. Well, Jean's jacket, it sounds very exotic. Point is, if I came in and said I wanted a jeans jacket, you know exactly what I wanted. She relies on it being opened, and you'd provide me, what was it called, madam?
Cajun chicken with cheese.
I'd have Cajun chicken with cheese.
You would.
Exactly. And a sick bucket and a toilet days later.
Coming next.
Why, madam, did you close your business down for 2 days? What happened?
Because a hamster was eating my car.
They didn't open my business because a hamster ate my car.
This programme is sponsored by Patient Claim Line, medical negligence specialists.